Good morning. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Community Voice. It's another beautiful day, and thank you for joining us. We're thankful for our sponsors, Tanner Health System, Oak Mountain Academy. We've got a very special program this morning. Pleased to have in studio Mike Huckeba and Mariel White, both representing the Reentry Coalition. You've probably heard several of our programs with Bob Jackson in previous times. But both Mike and Mariel have been through the program, and so we can kind of really see the fruits of the work of the Reentry Coalition and Bob Jackson. Before we get started, the Reentry Coalition's at 135 West Center Street in Carrollton, and phone number is 770-834-6025. So with that said, good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Well, thank you for coming in. Thank you for sharing your story, and thank you for telling us how Reentry Coalition has helped y'all's lives and been an important part. Before we kind of get started, I thought I'd read, for those who haven't heard the program with Bob before, maybe just simply the mission statement of the Reentry Coalition, which kind of gives you a feel for its purpose. The mission statement of the Reentry Coalition is to reintegrate former prisoners into the community, reduce prison recidivism, and improve public safety by addressing the educational, employment, healthcare, housing, and family relationship needs of prisoners reentering society. The goal is to provide support and the connection to needed services in the community after prisoners have been released. So let's get started. Mike, you won the flip of the coin. So give us a little bit, as you're comfortable with, about your story and your background that led up to your relationship with the Reentry Coalition.
My background, I was born and raised here in Carroll County. Everybody on my case was a conflict with an ex-wife going through after the divorce. Custody of children I had, but good people make quick split-second decisions. Sometimes they're not the best in the world, and that's the way mine was, and I paid a little over 10 years for it. So.
And Mario, how about yourself?
Well, mine's a little bit more detailed. What wind me up, the situation I got in. How can I put it? Being on air talking about it is kind of different. Just talking face to face with it. But just to be just very transparent and blunt, I was a high school student when this happened. My senior year in high school, my mom and dad, they was going through a divorce. One day they got into a fight, and the next day she put him out. And then the same day that she put him out, she brought another man in that I never met. And so from there, of course, it wasn't a good experience. It was kind of. It was like a movie script, One dude, who are you? It's just like somebody breaking into the house, you trying to defend what's going on. And so it was very physical, And the next day I went to school with a lot on my mind. It was just like the story of the Bible, Samson the Delighter. Mm-hmm. I began to talk to this particular female and tell her what was going on. And this particular female began to, I guess, try to comfort me. And then one thing led to another. We wound up in the school field house room, and we was having sex. Mm-hmm. And then next thing after that, we went straight to track practice. And after that, it went from he say, she say. And next thing I'm being arrested, detained, asked a whole bunch of questions. Next thing I'm in prison. And, for something that, most teenage kids do. And from there, it was like my parole, once I paroled out, my parole officer was like, I think during the time his name was Larry Hammond. He was like, look, Mario, you're a good kid. I know your family. I'm sorry what happened, but I need to get you around some people that look like you, because I'm not having a good success with you, because, you're a young black man and I'm white, and right now you don't trust white people. So I need to get you to a program. It's a program up the street from, where you normally, report to. And I know a good guy's name is Bob. I want you to meet him. And from there, that's how I started. It wasn't peaches and cream at first. We knocked heads a lot, but I had a lot of growing up to do. I was angry, and so through prayer and people being in my corner, my wife Tiffany, it's been a life-changing experience.
Before we move on further, I've often wondered what's it like to lose freedom, to have to go to prison and you get up in the morning, you can't go where you want to go, you can't do or eat what you want to eat. What's that loss of freedom like?
Well, for me, it was hard. I'm used to, of course, I'm a teenager, when, we eat you out of house and home. I'm used to getting up, going to the fridge and snack room and eating what I want. And next thing you know, here it is, hey, pretty much some parents, they let you go to bed when you get to be a teenager. They don't really tell you what time to go to bed. They just kind of let you roam throughout the night. And now everything is structured. You got to go to bed at a certain time, take a shower at a certain time. And then it's not by yourself. It's with a whole bunch of different guys.
Yeah, and they don't look good at all.
No, they don't. And, and a lot of them guys are monsters, and, sodomites. And they, and here it is, you're a young man, fairly good looking, very, very, vibrant. And here it is, you got all kind of things coming at you that you never had come at you before. And it's a nightmare, I cried every day. I fought a lot, because some of the situation I would put in, I wouldn't even wish on my worst enemy.
Mike, how about you?
Well, it was hard on me. The hardest part, probably because of my age, was the loved ones left outside. Your mom, stepdad, or dad. I lost many uncles and aunts while I was in prison. I lost a brother last September, and with the COVID, I wasn't able to come to the funeral. I got to watch it on TV screen, but God's been good to where He's kept my family safe and alive till I got out. So, but prison will teach you patience. If you don't have any patience, you'll learn them in prison.
Okay, well, let's take a break, and then we'll come back and we'll start moving forward and talking about Reentry Coalition and all the good work it does in other parts of y'all's lives as y'all have kind of gotten back up and going again. So we'll be back with more after this.
Health is a journey. It's making better choices, even when it's not easy. It's taking care of yourself and the people you love. At Tanner Health System, we're there for you with every step, with primary care, heart care, cancer care, women's care, orthopedics, surgical services, and so much more. We're dedicated to helping you live and feel your best. So let's get on that journey to health. You've got places to be for many years to come. Find us at tanner.org.
Oak Mountain Academy has offered a challenging college preparatory education for 60 years. With over 500 graduates, we have maintained a 100% college acceptance rate. Over 90% of our students earn acceptance to their first choice of college or university, and over the past 5 years, our students have earned over $10 million in scholarship offers. Our students are creating a legacy. Come, be a part of our family and create your own legacy today. To learn more, visit us at oakmountain.us.
All right, welcome back to the Community Voice. I'm Steve Graddick, your host. We're having a really interesting show this morning with about the Reentry Coalition. Our guests in studio are Mike Huckeba and Mario White. And we've kind of picking up now that y'all have been released. And now this is where you mentioned you'd heard about Bob, but now you're looking forward. And the Reentry Coalition is there. I don't think people realize, or maybe they do, maybe they don't, but to like in your case, Mike, 10 years, and Mario, how long did you serve?
Let me do the math. I gotta calculate it. Off and on about 2 years. 2 years. Yeah, but if you say straight time, like not being,
2 years cumulative.
Yeah, about 2 years.
So your lives were interrupted, to put it mildly, for that period of time, 2 years or 10 years, and so all the things you had going on now are at the very least interrupted. Where you're living, transportation, income, whatever. So let's start with you, Mario. How did you get back into the swing of things?
Oh man, it was difficult. It was. During that time, I was trying to be a living epistle, trying to walk according to what the Word of God said and be honest and truthful about everything. And I learned very quickly That didn't work. You know, a lot of the so-called faith-based people that I was around and the programs they had, they wasn't too welcome of me. You know, especially when you look at my background, the DAC, the police report. You know, you have a job a police report, and you have a personal police report. You know, the personal police report is kind of more detailed and explains what's being dismissed and what's accurate, what's not. But the actual employer, some of those reports, man, it's, you know, it got what you pled to, what they chumped on you just to build a case, you know, stuff that they was, it was a nightmare, you know, because once the person looked at my background, they were like, hey, I'm not finna give this guy a chance.
So, yeah, if they did a deep dive to and all the things were maybe disproven in court,
Right.
they were still written down somewhere.
Because once you see it, you look at the stuff they chumped on me just to build a case.
Right.
If a person, you know, that's see something like that, it's frightening. I mean, to be honest, if I seen it, you know, when I seen it for the first time, you know, it scared me.
Sure.
So, you know, it was tough. I had a hard time getting work. I had to get around people and learn how to make things work for myself just so I can take care of my family, and it wasn't easy.
Mike, how about yourself? Because you've been out for about 2 years now.
No, I got out in February.
Oh, so it's been very recent.
Yeah, been recently. Yes,
Okay.
yes. And on my case is being single. I wasn't married.
Yeah.
So I, even though I've got my place here on Happy Hill Road, I've had for 38 years, I could not parole out there because you know, something I got to check whatever. So I had to parole out to my mom's, and then later on I can move down to my place. But I wanted to take care of her. You know, they're 83 and 87, so, you know, time may fall a couple of times. I want to help take care of them as long as I can. But it's hard once you do get out because, especially at my age, because I'm be 61 next month.
Mm-hmm.
And the there's a lot of programs out there. But while incarcerated, I fought cancer, and cancer about got the best of me to where it's hard for me to do a whole day's job. I can't hold out with the strength. So, you know, it was hard for me to work to do what I need to do.
So, and I don't want to get too deep into the weeds, but when you parole out, there's specific restrictions.
It is.
And,
Yes.
I mean, you just don't. Okay, see you later. Go home. Yeah, I mean, there's still oversight,
Yeah,
right?
depending on your charges, you know what it is. Every situation is different. When I first paroled out, I had 24 hours before I can report. From the time, you know, my mom picked me up from the bus station. During that time, it was very emotional. You know, she cried a lot. You know, she went and purchased new linen and stuff. And during the time when I went in, I didn't have a kid. But when I came out, I had a kid. So it's like, man, I'm a dad now. Now this is something different. I got to learn how to work. Now, you know, here it is. Okay, you go in as a kid. Now you out. Oh, you a man. Now go get a job. I don't know anything about working. I've been training my whole life to play sports, run tracks, try to attempt to, you know, make it to the Junior Olympics or the Olympics or something like that. And now here it is, it's like, you tell me I got to go work? What is that? You know, been taking care of most of my life. And, you know, so now I got to work and take care of somebody else that I don't even know anything about.
Well, I don't want to get too far ahead, but I understand you're a very successful truck driver right now.
I am.
How did you move from that day of release to driving a truck all over the country?
I lied.
Did you?
I did, because nobody wanted to believe me telling the truth. So I had to disclose my truth in order to get to the place I need to be now. So in other words, I had to fake it until I make it.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know anything about driving a truck. You know, most of the people that I spoke to and dealing with jobs, you know, they very discouraged, and they said, you won't get a job with this type of charge. You know, you can't get your hazmat. You won't get hired. Nobody, you know, you might well just crawl in the hole and die. And so instead of us talking about it, I just threw it in my backpack and I just carried it with me, and I just made it work.
That's important. That's important. Overcoming hurdles and pushing through.
You know, you telling me that you're a faith-based person. You saying you're a Christian,
Yeah.
and then here it is. I'm telling you, you know, not just telling you, but my lifestyle, my walk, haven't been in any more trouble.
Right.
You know, walking, doing what I need to do, trying to just be an honest person and take care of my family. That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
And it was hard.
Yeah.
So I had to learn how to lie. I had to be a chameleon. I had to put on multiple faces around different people, you know, just to blend in.
Well, but right now you're driving a truck all over the country.
All right.
So doing real well.
I am.
Cool. How, for both of y'all, how did having Bob Jackson, the Reentry Coalition there, how did that help support you as you re-entered the world of work and your family and everything?
Well, on mine, it was a blessing when Mr. Jackson helped find me a place to go, and I paroled out to start with in Atlanta through a housing program called Empowering Men and Women on the Move, and he helps with when people can't find places to go or have a hard time. So he helps with finding places for inmates to go, and there's a Thor directory you can go to with the state, and it will tell the housing units of where if you have drug problems, you can only go to drug files. There's probably I'm gonna say probably about 50 places in the state that you can go to. Some of them have a long waiting period, like 2 years, to get in the program. But he was instrumental in getting me through the application of interviewing with this program that I went to, and then from there I transferred back down to Carroll County.
You want to add to that, Mario?
Yeah, you know, Mr. Jackson and the whole staff was, during the time that I was in, a lot of them guys been there for years. It was one particular guy, bless his soul, he passed. Man, he used to give me money out of his personal pocket, you know, just to help me pay my parole and another class that I had to take. You know, get tears in my eyes thinking about it, because, I mean, it was tough, you know.
What would y'all say to employers? You know, particularly now in the job market, there seemingly are more jobs than people willing to fill them. What would you say to employers as far as being open to hiring someone that has served time?
Me, I would say put yourself in their position, because it could have been you. You know, it could have been you. You know, no one has felt short of the grace of God, because me, like I say, I was a high school student. You know, not everybody raised to be a nun or a priest, you know, to try to, you know, abstain from sex until you married. You know, and I wasn't raised like that. You know, the guys I was around, the older guys, I call them old fools now that I look at it. Boy, get all this girls you can get, because when you get to be old, you won't be able to do this and that. And, you know, when you look at those things, when they say stuff like that, now being a seasoned man, that's not true. Because if you take care of your body, you be careful what you put in your body, you exercise and you get rest that you need, you won't have any issues. You know, but the thing is, though, you got to be careful on how you plan with emotions when you come with young men, young women, because, you know, whatever choice you make, it can ruin them for the rest of their life. So in other words, if you have a girl that you're talking to and she's a virgin, and, you know, or a guy that you're talking to and he's a virgin, you know, you the first anything they ever known, so therefore you their first love. And, you know, just like a father, I speak on fathers because I am a father, and whatever I do, I'm a reflection of my sons. And, you know, their mother is the first woman they ever fall in love with. So whatever relationship they have with their mother, that's the relationship they're gonna have with any other women. That's how they're gonna look at any other women. Same thing with a man. You know, so you gotta be careful what you do to your kids. If you say something, be about it, you know, because they're the next generation, and if you don't train them right, it can be a lot of chaos like what's going on now.
So I'm guessing you're kind of in your mid-30s?
Yeah, I'm almost 40 now.
So, but you've got a lot of wisdom for a man of his 40s.
Yeah, you know, I mean, this the life that I was pushed in.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like, you got to understand, like, here it is. They sent me to prison when I was in high school, you know, like, how old was I, 18, 19 years old? Something like that. I got to go back and look at it. It's been so long. I'm not sure if I was 18 or 19. I'll leave it like that. I was a senior. Next thing you know, I'm going straight to prison. I didn't even graduate high school. Like 2 or 3 months before, 4 months before my high school graduation, and they sent me, they incarcerated me and sent me straight to prison. Didn't ask no question, and try to, give me. I mean, I didn't even get an attorney. It was like they didn't even Mirandize me. They just arrested me. I didn't know anything about that stuff at the time, and it's been hell on wheels ever since. Almost 20-some years later, and I'm still dealing with the mess.
Yeah.
Out for 10-year sentence.
Yeah.
And so it's like, where did double jeopardy come in at?
Yeah. Well, like you said it so well for all the employers and all the others, but by the grace of God, it could have been them.
Yeah. You got to look deeper into it.
Yeah.
Just because the paperwork is saying one thing, it's a whole different outlook. It's a whole different view. It's a broader picture to the story. And if they'll be honest with themselves, they'll sit back and say, man, I probably did worse than what you did.
Yeah. Most of us, including myself, we don't talk about our teenage years.
Yes,
so.
And I thank you for your honesty.
Yeah. Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, there's places like when you go to a bigger city like Atlanta, there's a place up there called First Step Staffing. They have about 15 or 20 places where you can go hire. Where it's like, so you could work at stadium, you could work at Staples Arena, Mercedes-Benz, on regular jobs. And those jobs anywhere from $14 to $19 an hour to start. But they give convicted felons another chance. So there's jobs out there. It's just got another right employer to go to.
Our guests this morning are Mike Huckeba and Mario White, and we're talking about the Reentry Coalition. The phone number for the Reentry Coalition is 770-834-6025. It's located on West Center Street, 135 West Center Street. Bob Jackson is the executive director, and we'll be back with more after this.
Health is a journey. It's making better choices, even when it's not easy. It's taking care of yourself and the people you love. At Tanner Health System, we're there for you with every step, with primary care, heart care, cancer care, women's care, orthopedics, surgical services, and so much more. We're dedicated to helping you live and feel your best. So let's get on that journey to health. You've got places to be for many years to come. Find us at tanner.org.
Oak Mountain Academy has offered a challenging college preparatory education for 60 years. With over 500 graduates, we have maintained a 100% college acceptance rate. Over 90% of our students earn acceptance to their first choice of college or university, and over the past 5 years, our students have earned over $10 million in scholarship offers. Our students are creating a legacy. Come, be a part of our family and create your own legacy today. To learn more, visit us at oakmountain.us.
Welcome back to the Community Voice. I'm Steve Gradick, your host. Delighted to have you with us this morning. We've got a very interesting program with Mike Huckeba and Mario White. We're talking about the Reentry Coalition. One thing I want to ask, oftentimes we do a lot of programs and we talk a lot about education. We talk about work ethic. We talk about a lot of the basics, the kind of things Mario was referring to. Now looking back, how did those? Well, what life lessons in terms of, how kind of emphasize what Mario was describing. Very simply, to make it through the day and to build a good life and to build a good family, something that you can be proud of and you can leave a legacy. What are some of the life lessons that y'all take away? Mike?
Well, it's hard to adjust because you're used to so many things on the outside. I don't take nothing for granted no more because I lost 10 years with my mom and them, and so I'm trying to make that up too. But you learn not to make the same mistakes as you made before, so it's a learning lesson. So some people will forgive you, some don't. So that's just how it is. Mm-hmm. So, but it's been a learning process for me, and I'm still learning as I'm out now to get back into society.
Mike's referred to his mom a couple of times, and you referred to yours that she was crying. I mean, it's seemingly, I assume it's about as hard on the family as it is on anybody.
Oh, you're not doing time by yourself.
No.
You know, everybody that loves you, care about you, even coaches. And I had coaches reach out to me when I was incarcerated, and, you know, they was upset. You know, it's not just you by yourself. Every day that you're gone, every day that you're suffering, every day that it's always the what if, you know, the what if factor. You know, you're not doing it by yourself. So anybody that's incarcerated when they don't have any commissary, you know, it was a fortunate thing that I developed the skill of how to communicate with people. You know, I had I developed that pleasing personality where, you know, I got in good with the wardens and the chaplains and the counselors, and so, you know, I was able to, you know, work myself into the kitchen and get a detail where I can stay busy, you know, and from there, you know, it was just open doors, just like right now, you know, just open doors. You know, it's all, you know, I developed, how can I put it? I'm trying to think of the right word to use. As before, I use the synonym as myself as being like a chameleon, but you know, it's always good to, no matter what you're going to, you know, try to look at the positive in it. You got to look at the positive in it. Going back to, so I know we're on a time limit, but going back to it, you're not doing time by yourself when you're doing it. You got people that love you. They suffering just along with you. Yeah. So with that being said, you know, you got to take that for granted and just be grateful, because, you know, we both could have been dead. I know you did 10 years, and the time I did, a small fraction of what I did compared to him, I had roommates that was stabbed to death. You know, I mean, like right before my eyes, and there's nothing you can do about it, because in there it's a whole different world. You know, they treat you like you animals in there, like you a monster. You know, the officers are mean. You know, some of them, you know, do mean things to you. They throw you in a cell, and sometimes, you know, they poke at you like, you know, like you do a baron that's caged up and want you to just react so they can beat you, or kill you, or pay somebody to do something to you. It's they don't talk about it, but it's not a good place, and I wouldn't wish that on my enemy.
So when y'all encounter a young person, a teen, or somebody that's really messing things up, what do y'all tell them?
Me? I say, young man, you got so much to look forward to. No matter your situation, your circumstances, you know, it's always a way out. No matter what they tell you, life is like a chess game. You know, you got to know everybody that's on that board and what position they have in your life, and you got to learn how to use them to your advantage, to either to deflect you, to help you, or you can allow them to use you to hurt you, because everybody gonna get used once upon a time in their life.
Yeah.
You know, it just some of it is willingly and some of it is not willingly.
I had a young man that was in prison with me down there. He was 26 years old, and this was his 5th time in. And trying to talk to him, and he had children growing up, and so I'm hoping I made an impact with him talking to where he won't do the right thing. But going back to what you're talking about with your family riding with you, a mama loves you when nobody else does. Mama never leave you.
Y'all both kind of.
In some incidents, you know, some people, their mama's their worst enemy. Yeah. So, you know, it's like a double-edged sword. You know, 'cause not everybody have a supportive member in the family. Some people they by themselves. They all day long. They've been defending for themselves so long, just for somebody to come in and try to help them. They think everything is a game or a joke.
Y'all both have kind of alluded to your faith, and obviously I would think, you know, daily while incarcerated, that becomes an important part.
For me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. You know, so I had to stand for something. I had a lot of Muslims, you know, around me. I had a lot of Seventh-day Adventists. I have a lot of Satanists. I had a lot of, you know, witches. I mean the female officers, you know, I call them witches and warlocks. I was in a pod with so many different faith and beliefs, and the stuff that I've seen, oh man, it was, you know, you got to figure out, okay, which one is real. You praying to this God, I don't see nothing happening. You praying for this God, I didn't see nothing happening. It just, supernatural things had to happen to me. That's what I'm saying, in order for me to say publicly, you know, that Jesus Christ of Nazareth is the head of my life. And, you know, and only by faith, and not just faith, but works and signs and wonders. I seen, I'm just put this way, I seen guys that was blind, and they came in blind, and people came in from the outside and prayed for them. Came in my pod and prayed for me, you know, and gave me hope. And the things that I've seen, I'll be a fool to say there's no such thing as God.
Our gratitude this morning to Mike Huckeba and Mario White for being our guests to really demonstrate the worthwhileness of the Reentry Coalition. Again, 770-834-6025 is the phone number on 135 West Center Street. Bob Jackson, Executive Director. And whether you want to volunteer or donate or however you want to be supportive, we certainly encourage you to do so. Gentlemen, thank you for coming in. God bless. And we trust that this program will touch many lives.
Amen.
Thank you.
Y'all have a great day, and everybody go out and make it a great day. You're in tune to WLBB Carrollton.